What's up, y'all? It's your boy Agnel encouraging you, yes, you right there, you watching, to try something new. Today I'm going to be talking about the realizations I've noticed since I've moved from New Jersey to Arizona 2 years ago. As I'm doing that, I'm going to be detoxing my locks. It's been about 11 years since I've had my locks, and I've never detoxed them before. And I'm pretty excited to see what happens. So let's go. So for those that are interested in detoxing their hair, I bought this little basin thing on Amazon for like 15 bucks. I'll put the link in the description for you. And yeah, I'm excited to use it. So I'm gonna add hot water. A cup of apple cider vinegar. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Look at the bubbles. And a couple drops of eucalyptus essential oil. I'm gonna add some more water in here. It looks a little shallow. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, wow, that's hot. That is hot. Okay. Ooh. Damn, this feels good. Okay, I'm supposed to let this soak in my hair for about 30-45 minutes. Let's talk about these realizations. So one of the first things I noticed when I moved here was that everybody likes to be outside. The outdoors is everybody's best friend. Everybody either runs, hikes, mountain bikes, all the above, honestly. Everybody's spending a lot of time outside, and it's pretty cool. And I really don't blame them at all. Nature is really, really dope. If you've been watching my videos, you can basically see that all these sights and all these hikes and beautiful views are breathtaking, and people want to be outside around them. People want to be submerged in nature. And obviously now I see why. I see exactly why. Nature has a crazy dope vibe to it, and people want to be around it, straight up. Which brings me to the next realization. People are just a lot more friendly out here. I could be like walking in the middle of the street and somebody will pass by me and be like, hey, how you doing? You know, just like mad cordial. As opposed to Jersey, if somebody walks next to me on the sidewalk, you know, we kind of just don't make eye contact with each other and keep it moving. People will start genuine small talk conversations with each other just cause. And I think that's pretty cool, honestly. But ultimately, I think the reason why people are just so much more friendlier out here is because the population out here is less dense. There's less people that are cramped up in one spot, in one city. And that gives a lot more people to breathe, you know? It gives them a lot more space. Things can get pretty crazy when a lot of people are cramped into one spot, you know, kind of like the crabs in the barrel saying. But here it's just so much land and so much free space, you know, for you to just kind of enjoy. And I think the nature definitely helps as well. It's like you go on a hike or you like go to the Grand Canyon or something and you see these beautiful things, and it's like, how could you be upset when you're looking at something so beautiful, you know? That's kind of how I just perceive it, I guess. And I hear a lot of people say that you can just breathe here, and I'm not too sure exactly what that means. I kind of can get an idea what it means, but this is something that you just have to see for yourself and feel for yourself. But overall, in the West Coast in general, it's just a more laid back, more slow paced lifestyle and more of a better quality of life, I should say. And this is what I feel. It's my opinion. So yeah. Another thing I realized is your environment definitely plays a role or plays a part in your mood and how you feel. It's literally always sunny here. And what I've noticed in New Jersey is that especially when the winter hits, it gets really, really gloomy. It's overcast and cloudy all day. It's dark and it's gray all day long. And it really just kills your mood, honestly. And I felt this before when I used to live in New Jersey. But here in Arizona, where it's always sunny and it's barely ever overcast throughout the whole year, the sun just makes you feel a little bit happier, a little bit better. It boosts your mood a little bit. And then on top of being in an area where it's always sunny, you're surrounded by people that are a lot happier. They're enjoying the sun, they're enjoying the nature, they're enjoying life out here, and they're just much more happier out here. And if you're surrounding yourself by happier people, you're gonna be happier as well. So now that you're surrounded and immersed in the sun, beautiful nature, and surrounded by happier people, it's kind of like almost impossible to be unhappy here, in my opinion. But on the contrary, one thing that I did realize is that you cannot run away from your problems. Before I moved to Arizona, I was living in New Jersey and I was just very, very depressed due to a series of unfortunate events. And I was kind of looking for some kind of change or some kind of stimuli that can help me get out of my depressive state. And I initially thought that me up and leaving New Jersey and going somewhere else was gonna solve all my problems. And once I actually got here to Arizona, I was sadly mistaken. The problems that I had in New Jersey literally traveled across country with me and still had an effect on me. But thankfully now I came to realize that, and I'm working on self-care, self-love, and seeing a therapist and all those things, and it's definitely helping me a lot. So for those who think that, moving across the country or moving away from your problems is gonna solve everything, again, you're sadly mistaken. You have to deal with your problems and get all the poison out of inside of you to put you on a path towards inner peace and happiness. No big move is gonna solve your problems, I promise you that. Another thing that I noticed is that solitude is definitely important, but loneliness is a It's definitely always good to take some time to yourself and kind of just, be with yourself. But don't get too comfortable with that. Moving away from an area that you're familiar with is not easy at all, especially when you're moving to an area where you don't know anybody in that new area. If you don't get out and meet new people in this new area that you moved to, there's a high chance that you're gonna become lonely, and shortly after, you'll become depressed as well. And there is nothing worse than being depressed and alone at the same time. It's a recipe for disaster, believe me. And honestly, that's what made me realize how important friendships and relationships are. It really seems like society is normalizing, being alone, not having friends, and, being in your bag and chasing money and not having friends. And it kind of like, it made it seem like it's cool to not have friends and be on your own and do your own thing. And I feel like that's very misleading. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that are inconsiderate, selfish bastards, and people suck. I get that. But as humans, as social creatures, we need people. We need to surround ourselves with other people. We need community. We need relationships. We need, intimacy as well. COVID-19 made me realize that we do need people, because I used to play basketball with a bunch of locals in town here, and it was every Saturday morning at 5 in the morning. It'd be the same people every Saturday morning. And once COVID hit, all that was basically taken away. And I instantly realized that I started to miss those guys, and I started to miss playing basketball with them, and it sucked. It really sucked. And it kind of depressed me a little bit because I was just stuck at home doing nothing, playing video games, eating, and that was it. And so overall, what I'm just trying to say is we need people. And if you don't have anybody, you got to find somebody. You got to find some kind of community and get connected and surround yourself with good people. On an unrelated note, one thing I will credit Jersey for is that their food is immaculate compared to Arizona. Don't get me wrong, there's good restaurants out here in Arizona, but Jersey takes the cake in comparison to Arizona. There's so much good food in Jersey, and it's all within like a 20-mile radius. And there's so many different kinds of cuisines of foods that you can eat in Jersey within a 20-mile radius. As opposed to in Arizona, you're only gonna get good Mexican food and good Thai food. That's it. But overall, it's been 2 years since I've moved from New Jersey to Arizona, and I do not regret moving out here one bit. I'm very, very happy I came out here, and I just feel like my life is gonna get so much better as I keep living out here. So if you're thinking about moving to the West Coast, I highly encourage you to try new things and move to the West Coast. But at the same time, keep all these realizations that I talked about in mind. And that's all I got. I'm gonna let this mixture soak in my hair for a little bit longer, and we'll see what the water looks like.
A few moments later.
So I don't know if you guys could see all that buildup right here, and this is all like a combination of lint, dandruff, sweat, and like leftover hair products all built up. It's crazy. Ew. If you can see that. Ew. So that's it for this video, guys. If you ever thought about moving across the country, try new things, move across the country. If you ever thought about getting locks, try new things, get some locks. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification button for your boy. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's your boy Agnel encouraging you to try something new. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.